There's been several updates in the test place recently. I haven't been able to cover them because I've been away from home, but I'm back now, so we're going to cover some of these updates now. Before we get started, let's see if we can get 50 subscribers on this video. We're getting pretty close to 19k. I think we're like halfway there, so go ahead and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. One of the first things that I want to cover that I think is super interesting is that there is a new skin case in Phantom Forces. This is a tier 3 case called the Flags case, and of course this is just, flags of all the... well, just a bunch of different countries in the world. But yeah, I think it's pretty nice that we're getting a new skin case in the game. I really think this is something that we've been missing recently because we haven't had a new skin case in a while, and it feels refreshing to have a new one in the game, I guess. Now, in terms of weapons, first up we have the UMP-45. This thing has 22 damage at long range now, and that actually makes this kind of interesting because with the torso multiplier and armor piercing on this, it actually has a universal 4-shot kill. In fact, I think it's a 3-shot to 4-shot, which is pretty interesting. And the range was also increased from 45 to 65, and that's the max range here. And its fire rate was also increased to 650. It also has a new firing mode, which is the 2-round burst here, as you can see. Yeah, that firing mode was actually essentially just added for realism, because apparently the UMP-45 has a 2-round burst in real life. I don't know. And of course, with the 40 S&W conversion, this thing's the UMP-40, which the long range damage is actually increased to 20, so it's a 3-shot to 5-shot now, I believe, so that actually makes it a lot better. And the max range was also increased to 65, so there's that as well. And it now lowered the layer 2 rising recoil, so the recoil is actually a little bit better on this as well. Hold on, let me switch it to auto. So this is what the recoil looks like on this now, which it's not bad. It's still really accurate. The gyro jets got changed muzzle velocity. The carbine has 500 muzzle velocity, and the pistol has 300, but nobody really cares about these guns. The WA 2000 got an increased walk speed, so now the walk speed is 12.5 and before it was 11.5. And there's also a conversion on this. Yeah, the 7.5, apparently this thing's pretty good now. Oh, I got it backwards. There was another conversion that's super good, but this one actually has a one-shot torso kill up to 30 studs, but the base actually has 50, so it's not that great. But yeah, the next conversion on this thing is the .300 Win Mag, and this thing actually had gotten 2 recoil nerfs like in a row, but now after that it had gotten slower recovery speed and like over dampening, so I think that's a bad thing. Like yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's like a lot of changes with this thing. I'll go more in depth with the full-on like Independence Day update video that I'm going to do here in about like 3 days. So I'll go more in depth there. Like literally, man, I left for like 4 days just to go on like a work trip. And then Phantom Forces just decides to drop like 2 or 3 updates, and I'm like, oh my god, bro, Jesus Christ. Yeah, look at all these like red names. That's everything that's gotten a change, and I'm not going to cover it all in this video because pretty much everything so far is going to be in the update on what is it, like Thursday, Friday? I think it's Thursday. Yeah, Thursday, July the 4th, when the update comes out. That's when all these changes are going to be pushed, so I'm going to cover everything then. But I'm covering kind of like the changes, the updates to the most recent change is what I'm covering today. One thing to note is that the C7A2 and the M16A3 got new recoil, and they got heavily buffed, which was probably a good thing. I mean, these things had more recoil than what they're worth. Like the M16A3. I mean, I thought the M16A3 has always been a little recoily for the performance it gives, but now it's actually kind of worth it again. I guess I'll show you guys the C7A2 recoil first, then I'll move on to the M16A3. So where are these people at? I think they're fighting under me. Yeah, there they are. Okay. As you can see, it's pretty accurate. Yeah, in fact, I kind of want to just look at the pattern here. It's just it kicks up a little bit, but then it just stays as like pretty much a straight dot. So yeah, I mean, this thing, it's just a laser beam now. Next up, we got the M16A3. I'm going to check out the recoil pattern on this thing. The M16A3, it's always been a little recoily. It's never been too insane, but still, I think the damage has always been kind of low for the recoil this thing puts out, but I'm going to test this out a little bit here. All right, I didn't really get a good feel for it, but I'm just going to... Yeah, it definitely feels better. I don't know why, but it kind of feels canted to the side a little bit, kind of like the AK-47. I guess I'll look at the recoil pattern here in a second just to get a a better look at what I'm dealing with here. But yeah, it definitely feels a lot more accurate and easy to control. Actually, I'm actually beaming people. Okay, yeah, let's just take a little gander here. Yeah, it is slightly canted. I don't know if that's an attachment that I have on. I could try like stubby grip to see if that changes something, or if that's literally just a gun. Yeah, I think it was just the angled grip that was doing that. Yeah, it might have just been the angled grip. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It feels different. That's for sure. I don't know what to think about the whole the slightly canted recoil, but yeah, I think this definitely is an upgrade for the M16A3. It feels really good. I actually want to check if the Grendel conversion is also like slightly better with this new recoil. I actually don't think it is. Hold on. Let me get rid of these spawn campers. Oh my god, what? Go away. Why are there so many of you on my spawn? Get out of here. It's actually so annoying. Bro, go. I don't know why you're here. How does this map even work? Okay, I just completely destroyed those guys. I was just jumping around like a rabbit. They couldn't catch me. I'm just that good. All right, but yeah, the Grendel doesn't feel any better. That's for sure. I think it's because it still has that rising recoil that kind of makes this thing feel a lot worse, I guess. And the default ammo doesn't have that like rising recoil, as you can see there. So yeah, that's that. Which I guess that's not a bad thing at all. The Grendel is pretty OP in terms of like ammo and damage ranges and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, that's probably pretty good. Still pretty OP. I'm not I'm not gonna lie. The Grendel is still good, but it's not overpowered, question mark. At least not on the M16A3. I think it's better on the C7A2 personally. Yeah, I guess I'll test it out here on the C7A2 as well. Does this thing actually come with a 1.1 torso multiplier? Wasn't that like... Yeah, I think that was kind of the whole gimmick of that thing. But yeah, I guess we'll test it out on the C7A2 and see if it's any better on here. Nah, it still pretty much feels the same. Actually, I think there might be a little less horizontal, which that's good, I guess. Yeah, I'll just pick up that guy there. In fact, I might just take a little look at the recoil patterns here. Yeah, it's weird. It goes up in a straight line. It's kind of like the Bad Business recoil. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Let me see what the M16A3's looks like as well. Actually, I don't think it goes up as much as the C7A2. I can definitely tell it kind of strays off of its usual path a little bit, like it goes side to side a little bit more. So that's one thing about the M16A3, I guess. It's slightly more recoily than the C7A2, but there's that. Another thing I want to cover is actually the K2. Now the thing with the K2 is that this thing has never really been super insane, and it's actually been pretty unused for the most part because it's pretty much just a worse version of the M16A3. But yeah, the K2 got some pretty big changes, and it's definitely better now. The fire rate has been changed to 820 when before it was 770, so it shoots a lot faster now. The ranges was increased from 40 to 140, and now it is 90 to 150. And the velocity was also increased to 3100 when before it was 2400. And the close range damage was decreased from 33 to 32, which actually doesn't change much because, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really change much at all. Then the torso multiplier was decreased from 1.1 to just 1 time, so that's that. And I guess a couple notable things about this now is that with the hollow point, this thing has a 107 stud 3-tap to the limb, and a 123 stud 3-tap limb with hollow point and squad barrel added. So yeah, it has a pretty far 3-tap, and I think that's kind of what makes this thing shine, to be honest. So this is just kind of one of those quirky guns that does super good with hollow point now, which is interesting. And so I guess I'll test this out as well. The K2's always been it's been pretty accurate. I don't think it's been really good exactly. Like I said, it's always just been a worse M16A3, and I never really liked the M16A3 personally, but yeah, as you can tell, it fires a lot faster, and it kind of packs more of a punch than it did before. But yeah, I think that about does it for today's video. Please stay tuned for the full Independence Day update video coming up very, very soon in 3 days. And yeah, let's see if we can get 50 subscribers and 300 likes in this video, so drop a like, subscribe, and I guess I will see you guys on the next one.